Welcome to the Sierra Metals presentation. Sierra Metals is a growing and profitable diversified producer. We produce copper, silver, gold, zinc, and lead. We're listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the symbol SMT, and we're listed on the New York Stock Exchange American under the symbol SMTS. These are our standard disclaimers and forward-looking statements. We seek safe harbor. Sierra Metals has 3 mines in 2 countries. Our first mine is the Yauricocha Mine, which is located in Peru. It is a diversified mine producing copper, silver, gold, zinc, and lead. The next 2 mines we have are located in Mexico in the Chihuahua state. The first is the Bolivar Mine, which is predominantly a copper mine, but has very strong silver and gold credits. Additionally, we have the Cousy Silver Mine, predominantly silver, but also has some gold as well. Looking at the pie chart to the upper right, you can see that the metal breakdown by revenue there as at June 30th, 2020. Why would you want to invest in Sierra Metals? We're a growing and diversified producer with strong copper and precious metals exposure. We have a solid balance sheet to support our growth and our capital expenditure programs. We're profitable and we're growing our cash flow, and that's expected to continue throughout 2020, especially in the second half and into 2021. We have a very successful history of building mineral resources, and we've got excellent potential for further organic growth. We operate in the well-known and established mining jurisdictions of Mexico and Peru, which have excellent opportunities, which have established mining codes. It's easy to find qualified personnel to work at our mines. And most importantly, we have an experienced management team and a board which are focused on maximizing per share value for all of our shareholders. Looking at our capital structure, we have 163 million shares outstanding. We have just under $41 million in cash on hand as at June 30th, and that's expected to grow as we complete the year. We have research coverage from 4 different analysts. Noble Capital Markets publishes their research on their research portal, which is called channelcheck.com. We have some major shareholders. Ares Resource Capital owns 52% of the outstanding shares, and BlackRock, which is a fund out of London, not the ETF, owns just under 8%. Management and insiders, along with Ares Resource Capital, combined own 59% of the outstanding shares. In terms of our share price, we're trading at about $2 Canadian, and our market cap is about 320 million Canadian as of today. We have 3 different mines, and a summary of them are here. Our Yauricocha Mine, located in Peru, is in production. It's underground, producing at about 3150 tons per day. It's a polymetallic mine, as mentioned previously. Looking at our costs here, we have cash costs of $1.06 and all-in sustaining costs of $2.05 per copper equivalent pound produced. Looking at our Bolivar mine, located in Mexico, we own 100% of that. It is in production. It's an underground mine producing at about 5,000 tons per day. It's a copper mine, and our cash costs there are $1.09, and our all-in sustaining costs are $1.73 per copper equivalent pound produced. Finally, we have our Cousy Mine in Mexico, which is coming out of development into full production. It's an underground mine. We're ramping up to 1,200 tons per day. It's a silver mine. Our cash costs here are just under $22, and our all-in sustaining costs are about $29 per silver equivalent ounce produced. And our costs here are expected to drop significantly as we go into the 3rd and 4th quarter. We were in shutdown during the 2nd quarter, or in care and maintenance at Cousy. As well, we had a subsidence event last year, and we had to do some significant development to go around that subsidence and get back to the high-grade ore that we have here. And so we started production here again in July of this year. And so we had 2 full months of operation in the 3rd quarter, and it was a solid quarter. We were producing at about 1,100 or just under 1,100 tons per day during that time. And so when we come out with our financial results, which is expected on November 9th, I strongly encourage you to look back, as our costs are going to continue to drop and our profitability is going to improve at Cousy. And we expect to finish the year here with cash costs of something of about $14 to $16 per silver equivalent ounce produced. Looking at the bottom, you can see our revenue mix for the 12 months trailing June 30th, as well as the 3 months at June 30th. And you can see as we progress forward, we're continuing to improve our copper as well as our silver and gold production. And the participation of revenue is coming predominantly from these three metals. We'll continue to grow the company based on our large resources and our ability to continue to find resources. And so looking at 2020, we're going to produce about 9,300 tons per day this year. Going to next year, we are looking forward to receiving permits for expansion at Yauricocha, which will bring us to 3,600 tons per day. We also have a 5% over allotment, so we can get up to 3,780. And so that'll bring us to just under 10,000 tons per day of production next year. And going forward, we're completing PEA and PFS studies. And so we're looking forward to seeing Yauricocha go to 5,500 tons per day, Bolivar to 10,000 tons per day, and Cousy to 2,400 tons per day. So that'll bring us just under 18,000 tons per day of production starting in 2024. How do we feed that production? We have a history of replacing our resources and our reserves at all the mines. We currently have a reserve tonnage of 8.2 million tons at Yauricocha, 7.2 million tons at Bolivar, and Cousy we continue to drill to improve our resource base. Looking at the resources, we have just under 20 million tons at Yauricocha. We have 41 million tons of resources at Bolivar. And at Cousy, we have just under 7 million tons, but are expecting to update our 43-101 before the end of the year. So we do expect to see another significant bump to the resources at Cousy. Looking at our cost versus our realized prices, you can see on the charts here, the bar graphs represent the all-in sustaining and the cash costs, and the yellow line represents the realized prices. I've also put on here the current spot price as the graphs are as at the 6-month period for the year. And so you can see at Yauricocha and Bolivar, our costs are well below the current spot price as well as the realized price at the 6-month mark. At Cousy, as mentioned, we did have a subsidence and we were in care and maintenance. We're out of that now. We do expect our cash costs to drop to the $14 to $16 range. And so by the end of this year, Cousy will be a contributing mine in terms of cash flow and productivity, as well. Our cash costs will drop, and so this will become a productive and profitable mine. Looking at our consolidated production versus our guidance, we've guided to the market this year for production that will produce between 110 and 122 million pounds of copper. As at the third quarter, we've had our production results out. We're at 89.1 million pounds of copper equivalent. So we're well on our way to meeting our guidance for 2020. Turning to our solid financial position here, one thing I'd like to point out is that we have not issued shares since 2011 in an equity financing, and so our share count has stayed the same, and we continue to improve our per share value for investors. The other thing I'd like to point out is this first half of the year was a little bit weaker with COVID. However, in the second half of the year, we do expect to ramp up production at all mines, and we do expect to have a much stronger second half of the year. And so revenue at 97 million should be closer to 2019. Also, we had adjusted EBITDA in the first half of the year of just under 29 million and cash generated from operating activities of just under 15 million. Again, those will both be stronger in the second half of the year. And we've spent about 14 million on CapEx, and we expect that will come in somewhere between 40 and 50 million dollars for the year. Yauricocha is our oldest mine. It's been in operation since 1948, and it's still growing, and it's still in operation over 70 years. Here we have many opportunities at depth. We continue to have all those zones open and have a potential there. Also, we have opportunities close to the existing operations, and we're drilling on that now with some success, and so hopefully we'll have production results out here before the end of the year. But this mine continues to offer opportunities. You can see here we have a large mining district of over 18,000 hectares. We're going to be drilling also on the Chanta Fault at Kilkasca and north of the Yauricocha Fault at an area called San Juan Don Leona on some greenfield targets. These are close to the mine and could be processed at the existing facilities. Bolivar is a much shallower mine. We use ramp mining here versus shafts. You can see the copper bleeding right out here through the side of the mountain. The two areas that we're mining from currently are the El Gallo, Mina del Fierro, and Bolivar West. And so it's about 60% coming from El Gallo, Mina del Fierro, 40% from Bolivar West. One of the things that we're fortunate is that we're getting higher copper, silver, and gold grades from Bolivar West, which has benefited the company greatly. And we also have many other new discoveries here, which we're hoping to bring into the mine plan soon. And we are in a porphyritic environment and are testing some targets here as well. So there's a lot of opportunity here still at Bolivar. Cousy is our final mine. It's in a highly established mining district. And so here we're mining on an area called Santa Rosa de Lima. It's got a strike length of about 1.7 kilometers. We have average width of about 4 meters and an in situ grade of 372 grams silver equivalent. What's more interesting is the new discovery that we've had here on the Santa Rosa de Lima zone, but to the northeast, where we're getting very good grades, including 17.5 meters of 428 grams silver, as well as just under 5 meters over 1,100 grams silver. We're going to drill an additional 1,000 meters here, but the current zone is extending up to 300 meters in length. And what we've put through the mill has very positive reconciliations. And this is a virgin area that has never been touched on the northeast area. So we're quite excited that this could be a game changer for the company. So why would you invest in Sierra? We're a diversified asset base, 5 metals in 2 countries. We've had a strong track record of growing the company in terms of production and in terms of resources. We're in well-established mining jurisdictions. We have a solid financial position and an experienced management team which is focused on improving the per share value. Thank you.